Hi y'all, my name is TaylorAnne and welcome to my Little Creative Life. Today's video I wanted to share how I print my photos for my journals. I've referenced it a few times in my composition videos because I think it's really fun to be able to add photos and your memories to the little ephemera and pieces that you collect. It's really nice to get your camera roll off of your phone and into real life, and when you pair it with little business cards or wristbands and such from the events, you can see us wearing the wristbands for the zip line through Fremont Street, whatever, and here are the wristbands. You can see them in the photos. It just triggers the memories, and it's really nice to have your photos off of your phone.
So kind of a quick PSA. I know this video is more about travel journaling and travel photos, but I do the exact same thing for my everyday photos. It's really amazing that we carry a camera around in our pocket and can just snap a picture of anything that inspires us or that we want to remember. So I do this exact same process for my everyday regular photos. There's usually not so many of them.
I stole the actual printing process from James Luke Burke, but I just thought I would share my process. So on my phone I have so many photos, and unfortunately we had a group chat and everybody shared their photos in the group chat, but iPhone imports them to your camera roll. So now I have hundreds and hundreds of photos from this week in Tennessee. So I'm gonna print them off, and then one of my next videos is gonna be actually art journaling them, so make sure you're subscribed. Okay, so we're gonna go into the PixArt app, and then I'm gonna go to this little plus sign down at the bottom, scroll to collages, and it says grids. And then I'm just gonna pick my photos. I just got sent a bunch of photos from my partner, so luckily they're at the top of the camera roll, but most of the time you have to scroll all the way through your photos and pick out the 10 photos that you want. I like to choose 10 because that fits in the grid. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Perfect. Cute. Okay, so now that I have the 10 photos selected, I like this second one where it has 5 on the front, or 5 on the top and 5 on the bottom. Then I like to just make sure everything's kind of in frame and facing the right way. Luckily these are all taken vertically because I've trained my partner to take really good photos of me. I'm just kidding, but he is really good at it. So there, I just save it to my camera roll, and then once I have 3 grids or 3 collages kind of like this, I will go back in. Now that I have 3 grids with 30 photos, I like to just select 3. So I'm going to start at the bottom and select our first 3 photos, and I like to just do the one that's a basic stack grid on top of each other. Go down to ratio, you can adjust, and there's lots of different options, but I like the Pinterest post one. I think it's the most rectangular, and it works for printing on printer paper. So here's my first grid. There we go. That's what's gonna print out of the photo. I'm just gonna save it to my camera roll, and I'm gonna do the same thing and just layer 3 grids. I did these first 3, so I'm gonna do the next 3. And I know this probably isn't the most efficient way to do things, but it is nice when you're sitting on the plane, just edit your photos. I did that for our Vegas trip. I was able to edit my photos on the way home, so by the time I got home my photos were ready to print, all cute and ready to add into a journal. So okay, so now I've got all of the grids and collages in my phone. I've got 30 pages per photo, So this works for me. So the next thing I'm gonna do is straight from my phone, I'm just gonna use the print with HP Smart, and it connects like whatever, wirelessly, Bluetoothfully to my computer, and I'm gonna print on 8.5 by 11 full-size label paper. Let's try and zoom out here a little bit before we go to the printer. I bought this on Amazon, but it's from Online Labels, and they have a transparent label paper, which I want to try next, which I think would just be so cool to add into your like hobonichis or your journals, so you could still see the like paper underneath it. But this is what I use. It's just plain matte, like full, oh, this is not it, this is Avery. Whoops. The one you get from Amazon is like bright white, and then on the back it's just kind of a cream color so that you can differentiate. Can you tell the difference? It's kind of hard to tell, but you can see one side is just like white matte label paper, and then it's adhesive on the whole thing. So it's really easy to just cut them apart and add them into your journals. I also have the like regular 8.5 by 11 like glossy photo paper, like photo, what you think of photo paper, it's like glossy, but I don't like that as much, especially for my journals. I like this white matte label paper. So I'm gonna load up a few pages into my printer and get to printing. And speaking of printers, I just have the oldest like Walmart HP OfficeJet 4630 print, fax, scan, and copy. Wow. It is so basic. I've had it for like probably a decade. It was a gift from my grandparents, but it works pretty well. So I'm just gonna load up some paper into the tray. Most of the time I just keep this paper loaded right on top so that I can easily get in here and just like load my printer. Oh, actually that's upside down. Whatever, load to your printer's standards, specifications, and then I'm just gonna go through the app and hit print. Now that the printer is loaded with our photo paper, I'm just gonna go to the photo collage or grid that we just made and, oh, not swipe up, but share. Scroll all the way down to print with HP Smart. You can just like send to printer, but I really like HP Smart because whenever you're low on ink, they will send you a refill. It's a monthly subscription cost, but it does make printing really easy. Like you said, or like I said, it just connects right up to your printer. You have some different print settings if you want to change anything, but I'm just gonna hit print and pray for the best. Sending to the printer. And easy as that, we have photos. My machine is not the best, and it takes a second, but it works perfectly for me, and I love the fact that I can get photos off of my phone and into real life. And it's the most cost-effective way I've found. Like, I would love to have professional photos in my journal every single day, but this is way more cost-effective and super, super simple. There they are. Oh my gosh. How cute. Obsessed. Like, you don't want those selfies just hanging out on Instagram or on Snapchat forever. You gotta relive the moments. Oh, I'm so excited. I have this huge, ignore my desk, huge pile of ephemera from our Tennessee trip. Like, it's a huge old garbage bag that I saved of goodies that I'm just waiting to journal and document with these photos. So here's our first photos. Oh my gosh, so exciting. How cute, right? And so simple. So I'm just going to go through my camera roll and print off all of the collages that we just did. There we go. This one's next. share, print with HP Smart, and print. And magic, it just sends it straight to the printer and prints.
And while we're watching the exciting world of printing, I thought I would just mention I also have an HP Sprocket, which is more of a travel sized photo printer, and it prints like business card sized photos that are adhesive backed. So they're like little stickers, and you can just add them to journals or guest books at Airbnbs. But if you are at home, this is way more cost effective and a lot faster.
And I was just thinking, like, how expensive, not expensive, but way less cost friendly it would be if I got my photos printed through like Snapfish or CVS, Walgreens, you know, whatever. I'm able to print like 120 photos on 4 sheets of paper for like the price of the paper and a little bit of ink. So I think I have like 2 more pages of photos to go, so we're gonna be close to 200 photos. There we go. Here's another one, hot off the press. Beautiful, isn't it? Here's our last one. And hit print. Please wait on the screen until job has been sent. No problem. I usually just set my phone right here and walk away and wait for it to print. And this is our last one. And not only like the cost effectiveness of printing your own photos at home, printing close to 200 photos at home, like the time. So it has been like a week or 2 since we've been back, but waiting for a photo service sometimes I feel drains my creativity. So it's nice to be able to just come home. Like I said, my Vegas trip, what I just went on, I edited all my photos together like on the plane ride home. So by the time I got home, I had my collages all ready to go. I could walk in the door, just connect wirelessly and hit like print, and I had my photos ready to go. So if you haven't seen my Vegas travel journal with me, I will have that linked in the cards somewhere. But here's our last page, and then I will show you how I cut them apart right here. It's a far walk. You go right here, you grab the photo, hot off the presses, and you trim off any borders that you don't want, or trim apart like the little grids. I'll probably keep like these 2 photos together, these 2 photos together, these 2 photos together, and then cut apart everything else. But this is my very old paper trimmer. It doesn't even have like numbers on it anymore. It's rough, but I use this to trim off the borders and to cut my photos into little grids. Here we go. I need 2 hands for this. Then I can just cut these apart. Sometimes I like to just add a full page of photos into my journal, but for these, when they're like different days and different things are going on, it's just really easy to use my paper trimmer. I can cut off the teeniest tiny little slivers of paper and then cut them into manageable pieces to add into my journals. So super cute, right? So yeah, I'm just gonna trim up all of my photos, get them to more manageable sizes, and then they're gonna end up in this travel journal. So make sure you're subscribed if you want to see. I saved this from Daphne's diary because I thought it went perfect with like that photo. Can you see it? That one. It's so cute, right? Perfect. So I'm gonna have so much fun adding all of my photos. What do we say? Like almost 200 photos? Something like that. Ridiculous, I know. But I'm just gonna trim them apart, add them to that giant stack of ephemera. Look at that. Those are like ornaments, and there's like other stuff in there, but I collected every single receipt, brochure, map, button, pin, every little scrap of paper I could is in that bag. So I'm gonna go through that, go through all of my photos, and somehow put them into this composition book. So make sure you're subscribed if you want to see that process. Next is getting all of our photos off of our phone and organized onto a hard drive, because you don't want to lose all your photos. So I have 2 of these passports. There's a lot of storage on these. That's all I know. This one I just got, so it's got 2022 on it, but this one has the last few years plus all of my art on it. So I use this and I just hard copy or hard save all of my photos onto these passports, these hard drives. So AirDrop is my best friend in these situations, which is why I love the Mac. It would be a lot easier if I just had the cloud, then it would do it for me automatically. But I'm gonna plug in my current passport. This is 2022. So in my passport, I have years. Since this is a new one, it only has 1 year. I should show you my last year's volume. It has like everything previous. That's just kind of when I started with this format. So every single year and my clip art folders are kind of broken down the same, but I'll show you this year. It's got every single month, and I just do the numbers so that it kind of goes chronologically. And then I import all of the photos from my phone and from my camera. Any video projects that I work on all go organized by month. It's probably not the best if you're trying to find footage. Oh my god, January was busy. Oh yeah, but I do try and label things. So if you noticed up here, if I'm working on a specific project and I have like a bunch of videos from it, I'll do like a chalk wall video. You can see down here I had our trip to Solvang, so I try and organize it a little bit. I feel like at least they're in their months organized, and that's pretty good for me. So I do the same thing for every single month. I will AirDrop all of the photos from my phone and take any like photos off of like my camera off of my SD card and organize them by date. You can see here again we had some trips, and then this was a video I was working on, and then a bunch of miscellaneous stuff that did not get organized, but every single folder is like that. See, these are specific videos I was working on, but most of the time it's just a lot of photos throughout the month, and I take so many photos. That's why I need to get them off of my phone and onto a hard drive. So I also save clip art. This one's kind of empty because I just started it. Most of it goes on my #1 passport, but I was just trying to clear off my computer. But I save like freebies, freebies that I get. So these are really cool, like pretty images. Let's see, there's probably better ones. But these are just like freebies that I download, and they come with a commercial license. So I figure that they'll be good to have whenever. So yeah, this is how I organize the photos on to a hard drive. I just organize them by month, and if I'm feeling extra kind of creative, I will try and organize them by different projects. You can see these ones didn't get named. They did not get titled. But I did, you see, name this one. That's cool. But a lot of them are just photos from throughout the month. Is one of like the last days of August. It's a really good time to go through my phone. I want to make a habit of doing it every month, but I'm just gonna select every single photo from this month and AirDrop it onto my computer. Then it AirDrops into your downloads folder, I think it is, and then once it's in your downloads folder, you can move it into your hard drive. So that's how I do it. That's how I get all of the photos off of my phone and into real life and archived onto these hard drives. And that's the process. So like I said, if you want to see me actually use these photos that we printed off today, make sure you're subscribed. This is going to be one of my next videos. So until I see y'all in the next video, stay creative.